The school has received a grant which will focus on building a new clinical legal education program for students to practice pro bono work while still attending law school. The Redevelopment Assistance Capital Program awarded the school a $500,000 grant for the development of the new site. The school has purchased a building on 5th Avenue next to the PNC Bank and by the Consol Energy Center, which will house all the school's clinical programs in one building. The new clinical building is in the heart of downtown Pittsburgh and easily accessible with the bus routes of the city. Right now, the clinical programs are housed in Fisher Hall, a completely different building than the law school itself. The law school has 7 clinical programs that teach students in the areas of civil rights, community enterprise, federal practice, pro se motions, unemployment, urban development, and veterans. One of the clinics is the first of its kind and housed at Duquesne. Students represent veterans in criminal cases in a specialty court. The clinical program also provides services with real estate developments in distress throughout the county. These include matters such as zoning issues and mortgage foreclosures. Lori Serafino is the Director of Clinical Legal Education and also an associate professor in the school. She says these clinics teach students a lot of things, from how to be an active listener to how to appear in court and file a notice of appeal. Serafino says these classes are where the students learn about the law instead of how to be a lawyer. She says the clinics are where the students learn the skills necessary so they can work after graduation and passing the bar.
Increasingly, employers, they want students to get out of law school and they want them to be able to start working without having to have this extensive training program. They see that as the job of a law school. And so really, and only in the last 40 years, has there been the development of very large clinical programs.
Students receive experience with representing real cases and people while still in school. Many students that have previously graduated law school did not have these opportunities beyond the classroom. Attorney at law James Villanova was one of these students. He says the real-life experience he never received would have helped him figure out earlier that he did not want to represent people.
Working with people has a certain amount of laugh value at times, and doing good for people gives you a feeling of well-being. But listening to them all the time and listening to their complaints, it's like after a while, it's not something you want to do. That's all I can tell you. It's something I don't want to do.
Villanova thinks the law clinical program at Duquesne will help students realize what they do not want to do rather than proving something positive. The students of Duquesne think differently, however. They are proud of their clinical experiences and find them valuable to their education while still at Duquesne. Chris Wozniak, a fourth-year law student, likes the independence of the work experience and believes it will be beneficial when he and other students graduate and begin pursuing jobs.
I think so. I mean, we've gotten some skills that I feel like we could walk away with, and we could handle these kind of cases on our own, whether it be expungements or pardons for individuals with their criminal records. I think that's something we have the skills to walk away with and handle representing those clients.
Megan Musial is a second-year law student who says the new space the law clinic will be housed in will prove useful to others as well as the students who practice there.
It's hard right now for clients to get here and find our office in Fisher Hall because it's separate from the law school already. So I think having their own building will definitely make it easier for clients to get there and to have our own space to handle more clients.
Serafino also believes the location of the clinical program will prove useful to the clients who utilize the law student services as well.
And I think for the clients it's going to be beneficial because we're right on 5th Avenue. And there's bus lines, and there's it's easier to get to people that are disabled. There's not these hills to come up and stuff like that. So we will be more accessible.
In addition to the RACP grant, the school received a $250,000 grant in November from the Allegheny County Redevelopment Authority to help purchase furnishings for the new, larger building. The building will include client meeting rooms that are almost double the size of the existing clinic. It will also include a mock courtroom equipped with technology such as video cameras where students will be taped. Students can practice the skills they have learned in their classes and receive feedback from these tapes as well as instructors and professionals in the field. Students will also be in prime location for their field as the building is set a little over a block away from the courthouse, law firms, and government offices. For WDSR News, I'm Daisy Ruth.